Hello, welcome to the 3D market commentary for today. Let me just get the disclaimers up so you can read them. Pause the video if you need to read them just whilst I introduce it. So the 3D market commentary is a video that we do every day, Monday to Friday, to accompany an email that we send to our free members Monday to Friday. Now that email goes through major world markets looking at 3 elements each. That's why we call it a 3D market commentary, because we're looking at 3 statistical elements per market. Now, if you have any questions after watching this video or during watching this video, you can email me at becky@tradewithufos.com. There's also support@tradewithufos.com, so you can email us on that. There's also this link here, if I bring that up, which is tradewithufos.com/Becky. Now, from that link, if I just bring that up, she says, there you go. From that link, you can get different apps and platforms up here, some of which are free. Oh, didn't want to do that. There we go. And you can scroll down. You can book one-on-one coaching if you'd like. And if you scroll down here and you log in for free, you'll be able to ask questions in this area, which will mean we can answer questions in that area and everybody learns from here. It might be that the question you have, somebody else has asked and your answer is already there, or you might be doing somebody else that favor later down the line. So go to tradewithufos.com/Becky. If you have questions, if you're comfortable to post them there. If not, you can email me. Okay, so coming back to now our email that I said that we send out every day, and it shows us information based on major world markets, which of course we can see the data for that there on the right hand side. I'm just going to squidge this out a little bit, make it easier to see, and then I'll explain what each of the 3 elements are that we look at. So we call it a 3D approach because we're looking at 3 different things. First element is market climate, the upcoming market direction, meaning is the market likely to go up, is it likely to go down, or is it not really likely to move in either direction? Now we use technology to help us, and in this case we use an app called AutoClimate. AutoClimate is a free app on most platforms you can get it on. And what AutoClimate does is do a lot of analysis for us to tell us where the probabilities lie. So if you ignore the lines and focus on the dots, we have a thick blue dot. That would tell us probability is upwards. If we had a thick red dot, that tells us probability is downwards. And if we have a thin dot of either color, that tells us probability is neither direction. So we're going to use that app on each of our markets to figure out where the upcoming market direction is more likely to be. Then we'll look at buy and sell UFOs. UFO stands for unfilled order. Essentially what it means is, where do we have lots of buyers and where do we have lots of sellers waiting to push price up or down respectively? So if we see these little green UFOs on our Auto UFO app, that shows us where the buyers are. It gives us the prices on the right hand side as well. If we see these little red UFOs with the prices on the right hand side, it tells us where the sellers are. So we're going to look at that per market. Where are the buyers and sellers? Then we'll look at market volatility, which is how quickly we expect these markets to move up or down, or how far we expect them to move up or down within these given periods of time. So we'll look at that per market, starting with the S&P 500, which is the top 500 US stocks. Now, with the S&P 500, we have a thick red dot. That tells us probability is there to the downside. Now, we are overextended to the downside, meaning we've been going down for longer than we usually would, but we do still have probability to the downside with sellers above us here. These sellers are between 45.94.25 to 44.37.75. They've already worked. Price came down, came back up, hit the sellers, was pushed back down. It's come back up and just hit the sellers again and is slightly on its way down. Sellers push price down. That's why we want to know where they are. So it gives us an idea of where price is likely to turn from. So probability there to the downside with the S&P. We've got buyers on the chart, but they're a little way away, between 41.23 to 40.55.5. So overall probability down there. In terms of volatility, we would expect that up or down in 1 year, the S&P would move by 28.6%. So in a day, 79.58 points. In a week, 175.18 points. and in a month 364.67 points, again either up or down. That's the S&P 500. The next market is crude oil. Now, as I load crude oil, just to point your attention over here to the different courses that we offer. We do courses in futures, stocks, forex, backtesting, trading plans, and psychology. Most of our courses come with a 3-month complimentary access to the apps. Now, AutoClimate, this one down here, is a free app on most platforms. You can use it on anyway. But Auto UFOs, depending on which platform you use, depends on the price, but it is a monthly subscription. Now, you can subscribe directly to the Auto UFOs. You don't have to get a course in order to use them. You can just get them by themselves. However, most of the time, it's actually cheaper to get a course and get access for 3 months than it would be to just get the UFOs. So check that out, depending on what's best for you. So looking back at the chart here, we have crude oil showing us a thick blue dot on the AutoClimate. That tells us probabilities upwards. We have buyers, although a little way away, between 80.47 to 77.83. We don't have any sellers on the chart. So overall, probability up here with oil. In terms of volatility, we would expect movement up or down in 1 year by 47.74%. So in a day, that's 2.63 points up or down. In a week is 5.8 points up or down. And in a month, 12.07 points up or down. So that's crude oil. Now, the next market is gold. So let's have a look at gold. Now, just to highlight down here about the different coaching that we offer, we have free coaching, free help available and support available through platforms like Facebook and YouTube and emails and frequently asked question sections. All of that is available for free. We do also have an advanced all asset coaching for a small monthly fee that gives you access to a closed room, so you can check that out as well. But otherwise, we do a lot for free. Okay, coming to gold. Gold, we have a thick red dot, probability down. However, we've just hit some buyers. These buyers are between 1781.3 to 1753. So essentially what we have is we have sellers pushing down coming from the climate, and we have buyers pushing up coming from the UFO. So overall, we have two forces competing against each other right now. Lots of buyers and lots of sellers at the same area fighting against each other. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I choose to keep out of fights. Whoever's going to win is going to win. If we were to pick a side right now, it would be more luck and guesswork as to whether or not we were right. So I would say when we have these kind of situations, let it play itself out, let it clear a path one way or the other to give us clear probabilities up or down, and then we can go from there. Now, in terms of volatility for gold, we would expect movement up or down in 1 year by 17.12%. So in a day, 19.33 points, in a week, 42.55 points, and in a month, 88.57 points, either up or down. So that's gold. The next market here is the US dollar. So let's load that. Now with the US dollar, we have a thick blue dot, probability there to the upside. We are overextended. We've gone further to the upside than we normally would, as in we've been going up for longer than we normally would, but still probabilities up. We have buyers here between 96.26 to 95.405. We have sellers up here between 98.55 to 97.935. Overall, we're kind of in between them, unlikely to be affected by either stacks of buyers or sellers today. So overall, probability up there coming from AutoClimate, the thick blue dot. Now, in terms of volatility, we would expect that the US dollar would move up or down in 1 year by 6.48%, up or down. In a day, that's 0.4 points. In a week, 0.87 points. And in 1 month, 1.82 points, either up or down. So that's the US dollar. Now, bakkt Bitcoin is our last market. As I load that, just to point your attention down here to our platform, TOP. You'd be a top trader. TOP stands for Traditive Options Planner. However, it still works very well for analysis, for other markets, and for executing in stocks and futures as well if it's connected to TradeStation. So check that out, see how it works. Okay, so back to Bitcoin. Thick red dot, probability down. We have sellers here between 43,590 to 41,362.5. We have buyers down here between 32,820 to 31,615. And again, we're kind of in between. So unlikely to be affected by either stacks of buyers or sellers today, meaning the probability is coming from the climate, pushing us to the downside there. In terms of volatility with Bitcoin, we'd expect movement up or down in 1 year by 73.7%. So in a day, 1,725.91 points. In a week, 3,799.42 points. And in 1 month, 7,909.11 points. So that is back Bitcoin. Okay, brilliant. I was just checking the chat there, just seeing if anybody had any questions as we are currently streaming live. Okay, so for each of these markets, we have looked at 3 separate elements. We've looked at market climate, which is essentially where are the probabilities, up or down? Is that market likely to go up or down based on current statistics? So we've looked at market climate using AutoClimate to help us answer that question. Did we have a thick blue dot showing us probability was upwards? Did we have a thick red dot showing us probability was downwards? Or did we have a thin dot of either colour showing us probability was neither direction? We looked at that per market. And we looked at buy and sell UFOs, where we have buyers and sellers waiting in the market to push price up or down respectively. And then we looked at market volatility, which is how quickly we expect the markets to move. Last thing to look at before we wrap up is our weekly economic calendar, which is a long one, long list this week. Now we get this from fxstreet.com and we filter by high impact news, meaning we want to know which scheduled news reports are coming out that could have an impact on the markets that we trade and increase volatility. So today being Monday, we've already had some news out on the euro that could have affected European markets or the euro currency. And we have some news later on this morning, US time, it's Chinese New Year. So that could affect Chinese markets, of course, likely be closed. So if you trade in those markets, be aware of those news reports today. Otherwise, looks like we're all okay until tomorrow. Again, early hours of the morning in the States. We've got some news coming out tomorrow morning on European markets, so be aware of that. If you have any questions, you can email me, which is becky@tradewithufos.com, or you can go to tradewithufos.com/Becky, get different apps and platforms from here. There you go, sign up for one-on-one coaching if you'd like, or scroll down, log in for free and ask a question on this page so we can answer it there and we all learn from this area together. So today being Monday, I will wish you guys a great trading week ahead. I'll be back for the next market commentary for me on Thursday. My colleague Bojan will be taking it tomorrow and Wednesday. So I will see you guys later on in the week. Have a great one and see you soon. Bye-bye.